Hi friends! This is DaintyTank. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Lock and Key. This is a magical girl mystery. It just came out a couple weeks ago by Studio Élan, who is a big favorite of ours. They did Heart of the Woods, the new one that just came out that I just forgot the name of, but it was really good. It was fun. Anyways, I'll put down around the upper right card area. I'll put the link to the one I'm thinking of. But they do a lot of our favorite queer games, and this is one that caught my eye. I've been looking forward to this one launching, and it launched while I was in the middle of doing all this stuff, so I couldn't play it for you. Now we can though. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into things. Well, let's jump queerly into things, because there's nothing straight here. You know that. Alright, start! In the beginning, there was only darkness. And from that darkness, two beings emerged, benevolence and malice. From them, our universe was born. Ooh. And within that universe, one small planet was chosen as their eternal battleground. Neither being had a physical form, and so they could not battle directly. And so a new species was born. The species would one day grow to include the proxy soldiers meant to fight their battle for them. This is intense. Malice was the first to create such soldiers. Of course it was Malice. It reached out to the cruel, to the greedy, to the uncaring. It offered them great power as reward for their service, but also bestowed a new form upon them, a twisted, monstrous form that reflected their true nature. These monsters, bound to one day succumb fully to their transformation and exist as no more than mindless beasts, came to be known by a single name. Oh, the Consumed. I love this. This is great. Yes. Anything that is just like a queer villain story is just great. And by the way, just so you know, tagline changed. Gay gaming and non-binary nonsense, because my label changed. So can yours. Anybody's valid at any time that they think. Wanting to say that on the channel here. So, the Consumed. These Consumed live normal lives by day, but embrace their cruelty by night. Their existence was kept a secret, so as to better facilitate their activities without resistance. Benevolence saw these beasts and knew that there was only one way to combat them. Is it magical girls? It's totally magical girls, right? Not by driving humans into paranoia and violence, but by creating warriors of its own. It saw the compassion, the love, the desire to do good that existed within the hearts of young women. These qualities represented benevolence's ideals more strongly than any other humans. And so, they were chosen to be these champions of the light. Yes, benevolence came to them without deceit. It told them the truth of the universe and told them of the dangers they would face by joining this battle. None were forced to take up arms. Only those prepared to brave the dangers of the battle for the sake of their fellow human beings took up this sacred calling. These brave warriors were granted a new form of their own, but one that would not last, to make room for the next generation and to safeguard those whose powers might wane with age. Is that ageist? Why do they wane with age? Is there like a cap on MagicalGirl? I guess. There's probably a cap on MagicalGirlness. Am I past the cap of MagicalGirl? I hope not. I'll be a magical them. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, their form and abilities will disappear upon reaching 30 years of age. There it is. Ah. But as long as they had their power within them, as long as they felt the desire to defend the world from evil, they would be known as magical girls. I love it. 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 Okay. So, this is so melodramatic. For millennia, magical girls have worked together to protect our world from the forces of malice. While the world at large may never know of them, these hidden warriors have saved countless lives. And for every war, it began with a single question. Are you ready? One that came first in a dream, then once again in the waking world. Do you want to protect the world? I do! I do! I do! Yes! Title screen! Boom! Hi. I love that logo. It's pretty. Do you want the strength to defeat the evils of the world? That's a second question. That's not a single question anymore. I do, though. Are you willing to risk your life to save the innocent? Are we doing like a Madoka Magica type of risk your life here? If you haven't seen Madoka Magica, good. You have less trauma. That's good. That's good. Stay that way. I am. Then let me tell you of the magical girls. Cohen? Sherri? Huh? Oh, Nat. These are 3 people. Okay. You done here? Sorry. You done here? If I don't get my team on the scene soon, CBD is gonna have my ass. And dealing with them on a good day is always torture. I sigh and roll my eyes. The only thing worse than a case I can't crack is one where I have to deal with the cops. Okay. Are you a child protective services? What are you? CPD. I don't know. But I guess that's par for the course when you're looking for a serial killer. This hold up. There was malice, there was benevolence, there was world creation, there was single question, multi-questions, and now a serial killer? This is like 5 minutes into this game. Why are we suddenly into a serial killer? I don't know. You missed tucking in your shirt a little bit there. Just saying. Okay, I can do this. We can do this. Alright. I wish I could just tell them to piss off and let me focus, but a night in jail and a very worried wife were enough to keep me from trying that again. Again? Also, wife? Nice. At least Nat is nice enough to let me check out the scene, but that doesn't make up for the dirty looks I get from everyone else here. I guess they're not a fan of some punk doing their job for them. Okay. Who are you? Give me a few more minutes. I want to inspect the body again. Just hurry up, and for fuck's sake, wear some gloves this time. This time? Oh, wait. Why, Sherri, are you not wearing gloves? That's scary. Yeah. Oh god, Sherri. No, that's important. Also you have bright green eyes. I can't explain to them why I need to touch things directly to use my powers on them. Or why every time I do, I can't help but think of how this all started. Okay, so that makes sense. Thank you for giving me that in of this is for a reason. That makes me feel better. And I'm not just judging you, just to judge you. So, Apologies, but yeah, still creepy touching dead bodies in the crime scene. It was easier when I was a kid. Back then, all it took was a drop pen to find a consumed lair. Oh. Dealing with humans hurting other humans is much harder. Not to mention more depressing. Can I have the room for a second? Are you seriously asking me to leave you alone in the crime scene? Seriously? Yes? Seriously? Nat sighs and throws up her hands. She owes me, and she knows it. Fine, but if you breathe a word of this to anyone, next crime scene is gonna be at your house. Alright, Nat. For all Nat's bluster, I'll take dealing with her over dealing with actual cops any day of the week. At least she can't get away with attacking me. Ugh, yeah, that's true. I mean, ACAP. Which is a lot more than I can say for Chicago's finest bunch of pricks. Right? Riff on Chicago. She walks out with a huff, leaving me to work. As soon as she's gone, I remove one of my gloves and close my eyes. My powers of clairvoyance only work on inanimate objects. I was 15 when I first learned that includes corpses. When, at 15, what trauma did you find a corpse and touch it? At 15? Okay. Well, at least it was a rarity back then. Back when I was actually saving lives, helping people, as opposed to whatever I do now. Like, you're literally a crime scene investigator. With a sigh, I reach out, put my hand on the victim's body. Okay, so who we're seeing right now is Sherri, not Nat. Not Nat. Nat is the green-eyed person. Okay. Alright. Turn back the clock. Bring the past to me, so that I might see the truth. I just went for it. For the sake of the innocent. Whoosh. Wow. You actually turn back the clock. Midnight. Visions of the victim's last 24 hours fill my mind. I can't see the finer details the way I could when I was younger, but I'm still able to track his movements and activities throughout the time period. I called the power Spirit Reflection. Most of the time, anyway. Sometimes I call it a son of a bitch. Anyways, some days I tend to call it Shitty Clairvoyance. I got it! Called it! Shitty Clairvoyance instead. It's not an accurate name. Yes, thank you for being self-aware on this. For starters, I can only see backwards, and even then, you can see forwards? Wait, hold on. Backwards meaning backwards. I didn't think you could see forwards. Could you see forwards before? Even then, it's not nearly as powerful as real clairvoyance would be. All I can do is track an object's movements and positions over the last 24 to 48 hours, depending on the Sunday. If I had the murder weapon on hand, it'd be easy. I could find out where it came from and give a vague idea of who'd held it. But there's only so much I can tell from a corpse. You know, dead men do talk, apparently. I know this is his house and that he hadn't left home today. I could see him moving from room to room. Then I see him struggling. His movements grow erratic in the living room. He tries to fight back, but it's not enough. Oh, God. And you're touching that corpse? Just say it. Oh my God. My eyes snap open as I yank my hand away, but the image doesn't leave my head. It'll probably be there for the rest of the day. Yep. Wipe off my hands. You should not wipe off your hands. You should sanitize your hands. And rub my temple. Oh, you didn't even... please don't touch dead things and then touch your face. Just DaintyTank PSA. Don't touch dead things and then touch your face. Thank you. The same familiar questions filling my mind. What am I doing here? Why why am I still getting myself involved in this shit? I've got a master's degree, for God's sake. I could be working at a hospital. Hell, I could have my own practice. That's impressive. With a master's degree? I thought you had a whole PhD doctorate that you'd have to do for your own practice, but I haven't been a magical girl for more than a decade, but I'm still getting myself wrapped up in mysteries. And what happens when I lose my powers next year? Am I just gonna screw around in crime scenes and make wild guesses? Oh, so you're 29 going on 30. Got it. It's not like these are new thoughts, but they've gotten worse lately. That's fair. A big turning point is happening for you. Especially today. It's her day, after all. Who is her? There's a lot of her. My enhanced self-doubt has cut short by Nat slamming the door open again and looking at me with annoyance. Time's up. They're sending me and my team in now. Fine by me. I'm done here. Already solved the case and saved the day, Sherlock. Oh, totally. I'll have Moriarty in handcuffs for you by tomorrow morning. She doesn't respond, just jerking her hand toward the door and the universal gesture of get the hell out. Alright. I stand up and step back as her usual band of masked forensic guys files into the room. Nat glares at me as I continue to look around, blatantly ignoring her demand that I leave them be. It's not like it's illegal for me to be here, but her team has complained enough about me interfering enough today. I mean, that's a good point. Yeah. Sherri, I'm not gonna tell you again. Fine, I'm going. If the full forensic team is coming in, then the cops are sure to follow, and they'd be all too pleased to make me a scapegoat. Must have some nerve trying to actually solve the crime instead of finding some poor bastard to pin it on. Yup. This calls out all of the wrongs. Thank you for that. Sure, they don't understand my methods, but I've still got a better track record than any of their esteemed detectives. Besides, I'm in no hurry to tell them that my method is being a former magical girl. They think I'm weird enough as is. Not like I care what they think, but still. I don't exactly miss fighting consumed, but sometimes I feel like I'd rather be risking my life fighting monsters than dealing with cops. Honestly, I get that. At least when I'm saving lives instead of just picking up the pieces. You shouldn't beat yourself up. You probably did a great thing in your day, back in your day, but you're allowed to let it go and retire. Especially since it seems like you're going to be forced to. Oh, that is a picture of a beautifully set up mantle over a fireplace. Alright. It always strikes me what they choose to put on top of the mantle. Like, is that a fan? There's a couple candlesticks. There's a book of some sort. Maybe a mirror. I think a mirror. But you have to be in that mirror image to take that photo. If you ever want to just giggle, Google people selling mirrors. Pictures of people selling mirrors. Hilarious. The wind whips around against my face as I drive home, but I don't even feel it. But you just described it, so you definitely did. I'm too preoccupied with thoughts of getting some rest when I get there. 15 minutes later, I barely make it to the couch before my aching muscles protest. Even though the sore back and knee pain, something about the case I just left doesn't sit me well. The fact that you didn't wash your hands, I'm going to point that out again. But I can't figure out what it is. It's not like I haven't dealt with a murder before. Hell, I've even dealt with multiple murders before. You know, those serial killers. Maybe it's the lack of evidence? Nothing from my powers, nothing from the surroundings. Entry point, murder weapon, any physical indication that someone had entered the house. None of it. But that's not new either. There are plenty of cases where cops ruined the scene before I had a chance to get there. That's a good point. Unfortunately, my mind keeps turning, checking every possibility before discarding it. Logically, there's no real reason for me to feel so uneasy this time around, but I can't shake the feeling that something's off. Eventually, I shut my eyes with a resigned sigh. Resigned. All I have are maybes, and I'm really sick of maybes. If I could just find one certainty. My train of thought grinds to a halt as I look toward the source of a sudden splashing sound. Ugh. It isn't rain or anything like that. Rather, it's coming from right outside the door. Hello? I sit up to find a puddle of strangest pinkish liquid seeping under the door. Glides across the floor without any trace left behind it. Is it Ditto? Or Silly Putty came to life? Ditto or Silly Putty? That's my guess. If I didn't know any better, I'd be freaking out. Instead, I just sigh. The door was unlocked, you know. You could have just come in normally. Is it? You're talking to it like a person. Is it a person? Is the Ditto a person? A voice emanates from the puddle. A very cute voice. Oh. Yeah, but where's the fun in that? What? As I watch the pink liquid comes together into one point, begins to solidify, rising into a pillar before taking the shape of a beautiful woman. Long black hair streams down the newly formed head as the remaining facial features taken their place. Got it. Kealey's eyes open, and her mouth forms into a mischievous smile. Okay, I already like Kealey here. Kealey? Kealey? I'll go Kealey. So, one thing. Yes, I'm old. You gotta have to deal with that. The goo and then back to human is such a the Weird Adventures of Mac. I forgot the name of it. Something Mac. But basically it was Alex Mack. The Weird Adventures of Alex Mack. Basically, she got, like, doused with some sort of mystery chemical, radioactive, you know how it goes, but could basically melt and turn into, like, liquid metal, effectively, and then reform into a human. It was such a big, awesome plot point, and we were all like, yes. Or it's the Misadventures of Alex Mack, but it's Alex Mack. You can look up. It's old. Just like me. And probably them now. Kealey's eyes open, her mouth forms into a mischievous smile. There's no way I'm going to get my last year of shapeshifting pass me by with a few pranks. That one is a classic after all. You can shapeshift? That's awesome. If by classic you mean grossing me out for over a decade, then yes, it is certainly a classic. That's exactly what I mean. I like you, Kealey. I sit up and make room for her on the couch, patting the cushion beside me. Welcome home, baby. Ooh, couple. Aww. I lean my head back as she bends down to kiss me, the warmth of her lips offering welcome comfort. Ah, yay! It's quarter already! Yes! I never really feel at home unless she's here with me. Aww. As soon as our lips part, she hops onto the couch to sit down next to me, resting her head against my shoulder and wrapping her arm around mine. We both let out a contented sigh in unison. This is the best part of the day. How was your day? Not too eventful. My Mark was home, so I had to settle for just looking around the place. I think I'll go back for whatever's in his safe this weekend. Wait, you don't know what he's got in there? The guy's one of those rich executive types. So I'm sure it's something good. Besides, finding out is the fun part. Always about the money, you know. Alright, cool. Steal from the rich. Tax the rich. Eat the rich. Consume the rich. Alright. That's why you're the best in the business, baby. Aw, thank you, sweetie. She gives me another kiss before snuggling closer to me. You'd never be able to tell by looking at her that she's one of the most notorious cat burglars in Chicago. Aww. Then again, that's part of why she gets away with it. Of course, being a shapeshifter doesn't hurt either. I was about to say. Great job. You make any progress on the case today? I sigh, wishing I could just forget today's visions. This job would be a lot easier if they didn't linger in my mind for so long. You know, trauma does that. Just saying, as someone who has a lot of it, it's kind of trauma life. That's gonna always be there. Nothing useful. Yet another locked room mystery. Just like the others. Either this guy's really good, or I'm losing my touch faster than I thought. Don't say that, sweetie. There's never been a case Sherlock Cohen can't solve. Right, Sherlock Cohen? I don't know. It's more than just being stumped. I just feel kind of burnt out, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm not sure if I even have the energy to see this case through. Putting up the cops makes it even worse. Kealey kisses my cheek. I can tell she's trying to hide the worry in her eyes, for my sake. Even though she knows she doesn't have to. Maybe you should retire early, honey. I know you're sick of dealing with them. They've nabbed more than enough to set us up with a comfortable nest egg. Good. Good. I chuckle. I run my fingers through her hair and kiss her forehead. Excuse me. And lose my chance to whine to you when I get home? Never. We both laugh at that one before settling into silence. I don't know how I'd make it through the day if I couldn't look forward to cuddling at the end of it. That's fair. I look forward to cuddles too. Maybe tomorrow you and I could go over the details of the case again. 2 heads are better than 1. Fact. And you know how good I am with murders. Suspicious. Don't say it like that. You sound like a serial killer. You know how good I am with murders. I do not. Besides, you know I'm more of a serial thriller. I love you. That was awful. Like, really awful. You're just jealous you didn't come up with it first. I love their interaction. It's so good. You'd think that after 12 years her sense of humor would have improved. It hasn't. Her sense of humor is top-notch. Perfect. She's not wrong about being helpful, though. I might be good at putting together evidence in a pattern and drawing conclusions, but she's always been good at seeing the tiny details I might miss without her. I just always feel a bit guilty when I bring her in. She's got her own job, and making her do mine, too, feels unfair. But maybe that's just me being stubborn. You've got a very heavy-weighted job, in investigating and having to deal with murders. It's okay to talk and communicate to your spouse and let them in, and especially if they are okay in wanting to be that communicative outlet for you. That's good. That's good. Communication first and always. Just fucking communicate. Yeah. DaintyTank PSA done. If you need me to break into the station and find out if they're keeping anything from you, I'm happy to do, more than happy to. I love it. It's not like it'd be the first time. You're the perfect duo. That was nearly 10 years ago. With those inflated police budgets, security would have been way tighter than it was before. Cameras, more guards, that sort of stuff. And you almost got caught last time, remember? you saying I've gotten worse? No way. I'm just saying that they've gotten better. A lot better. Yeah, they do. They have a lot more money for it. Hey, you never know until you try. I bet I could do it. I give her a kiss on the cheek before shaking my head. What happened to shy little high school girl that always looked before she leaped? Oh, her? I hear she got a lot less shy when she married a real troublemaker. Troublemaker? You're the cat burglar! Alright. A troublemaker, huh? The worst kind. The one that doesn't bring hand sanitizer. I lift her head up and kiss her again. Much deeper this time. One of my hands moves to her side, drifting up and down her abdomen. But before I can go any further, she pulls away with a frown. We'll have to save this for later, honey. I need to get dinner started before Nina shows up. Oh, right. Yeah, of course. Who's Nina? Shit, I completely forgotten she was coming over. If I let that slip, she'll never let me hear the end of it. And on today of all days, too. It's her day. I guess Nina's day? This case must be weighing on me even more than I thought. I've never forgotten about how important today is before now. It'll be good to have her here, though. Maybe it'll be a distraction I need. Even if it is interrupting another kind of distraction. In that case, I should probably go shower. I smell like a crime scene. I like your crime scene smell. Ooh. And you think Nina would too? I mean, yeah. That's fair. I stand and stretch, letting out a long yawn. Hopefully a little cold water to the face will keep me awake through dinner. I owe her that much. You gonna need any help with dinner? It'll be okay. You can go ahead and clean yourself up. As I head towards the stairs and start up to climb, Kealey calls out to me. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, babe. I'm really glad that shy little girl married the troublemaker. Oh. You and me both, honey. You and me both. Oh. You're so cute. You're so cute. By the time I was done showering, most of my stress had melted away. I can't fully get the image of the crime scene out of my head, but it only comes in flashes now. Yeah, that's drama. The house, the blood, the frantic movements of the victim. All in my head. In my head. Zombie. Using spirit reflection always leaves me with some kind of afterimage, but at least that helps when it comes to studying details. I towel off and throw a clean shirt before heading downstairs. What about pants? Like, don't you need pants too? As soon as I do, the smell of my wife's cooking banishes those last few lingering flashes. All I can think about now is how much I want to dig into some udon. It's incredible how delicious her cooking has gotten lately. Nice. There you are. I was starting to worry you'd fallen asleep in there. No such luck. After the day I've had, I wouldn't mind a little shower power nap. She giggles and turns her head towards me, giving me one of those little smiles that still makes my heart flutter before going back to her preparations. You guys are so cute. You're so cute. You're so cute. God, she's gorgeous. Ah! Gay panic. Don't worry too much about being tired. Nina might as well be a natural shot of espresso. Oh, is she already here? Not just yet, but I'm sure she'll show up any second. You know how she likes to travel. Well, hopefully she gives me enough time to do this. I move up behind her, wrapping my arms around her waist and brushing my lips against her neck. She rewards me with a small yelp of surprise before letting out another giggle. Oh, so loving. Oh my god, you guys are so wholesome. Honey, I still need to finish this before she gets here. She can wait. Kisses first. Oh my god, Cher. Can you stop being gay for like 2 seconds so KiKi can get some of that in a bowl? I'm starving. Okay, This must be Nina. No, I can never stop being gay. Not even for 2 seconds. Just so you know, and nor can they. We both whirl around in unison to come face to face with Nina. I sputter and let out a cough, a bit embarrassed about being caught in a moment of sappiness. As we face her, she breaks into a massive grin and lets out a squeal of delight. Eee! As always, her excitement is infectious enough to help me get over my initial embarrassment of being caught in the act. Before we even have a chance to speak, she bounds over to pull us into a gigantic hug. I missed you both so much. Next time I go on tour, I'm taking you with me. No arguing. Good to see you again, Nina. But maybe you could use the door next time? No goddamn way. As long as I can teleport, I'm never touching the door in my life. You're gonna... Okay. I pat her back and she squeezes us even tighter. She's got me grinning too now. We missed you too. I can't believe how long it's been. 2 years, 73 days, 18 hours, and 12 minutes. That's 2 years, 73 days, 18 hours, and 10 minutes too long. Is that the 2 minutes of gay that you called out earlier? That... Okay. Did you seriously keep track of it? Down to the minute? Oh, no. I'm 100% fucking with you right now. You really thought, though. She releases the hug, winking at me with another grin. 23 years, and you're still falling for the obvious ones. Get it together, Cher. God, Nina. So she keeps track on that one, huh? No wonder I fell for it. Now, Nina. Play nice, unless you don't want seconds of food on, that is. Nina bats her eyelashes and gives Kealey the most innocent face she can muster. It's pretty good. I'll be good, Mom. I promise. I'm a year younger than you. Yeah, but you've got, like, big mom energy, you know? Is that a compliment? Duh. I know you two aren't exactly hip to modern lingo anymore, but that one's pretty obvious. You say that like you're not 30. Nina huffs and gives me a goofy scowl, while Kealey goes back to finishing up dinner. I'm 29, Cher. I've still got a month before I turn into an old lady, and I'm going to make the most of it. All 3 of us are. So you're staying in Chicago all month then? You better believe it! I'm off tour for the next 3 months. We are gonna tear this shit up. I don't have the heart to tell her that Kealey and I have long since passed the tearing shit up phase, but even if we can't keep up with Nina's speed, I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun. The way we used to before. What's the trauma? Sweetie, can you grab a few balls for us? Nobody's going to be tearing up anything. No one's going to be tearing up anything on an empty stomach. Nina bolts to her chair and sits down, vibrating with excitement. And I swear, she's about to start drooling. I oblige my wife, grabbing us some bowls and giving her a quick kiss before sitting down. Dinner is served. Oh, that's cute. Okay, that's very cute. Kealey's cooking is as delicious as ever. Nina certainly seems to feel the same way, eating her way through 2 packed bowls before I'm even halfway through my first. In between mouthfuls, she tells us stories about her life on tour, moving from place to place, dealing with crowds of fans, performing in front of hundreds of people. Makes her job seem easy by comparison. I'd probably crash and burn after a few months, but she's been going at it for nearly a decade now. And despite everything, she's still the same old Nina. Good for Nina. Living her life. Nina I grew up with, still bursting with energy, still driven to stand out from the crowd, and still full of love for us. I've always admired that ambition of hers. Even though I was the only one who she'd known since we were kids, she was still the one who brought us together to form a team. Oh! Everyone else was ready to rally around the girl with a big dream and a bigger attitude. Hell, I'm not even sure if I would have been able to ask Kealey out without Nina pushing me to go for it. Good. Thank you, Nina, for being an amazing ally. No wonder she got scouted right away out of high school. Being a star was her dream, and her dreams always come true. That and the fact that she's got one hell of a voice for one hell of a week. It's coming back up later. I promise I'm starting it again and doing it more, so it's coming. Although, it would be nice if she didn't use it to yell so much when I'm sitting a few feet away from her. After we've all had our fill, I head into the kitchen, grab a bottle of whiskey and 3 glasses. Whiskey. Kealey and I don't drink very often, but this is a cause for celebration. In one way, at least. OMG! You read my mind! Like, it's nothing like a little nightcap before I go. You're lucky there are no laws about teleporting under the influence. Oh, please. You act like I actually listen to some square's rules. Hell, according to the rules, I was supposed to have dinner with some record label suits tonight. You're not going to get in trouble for blowing them off from your account, are you? Psh, don't worry. It's not like it was anybody that mattered. Besides, being here tonight is way more important than spending a night pretending to care about branding. Nina looks down at her glass, her expression suddenly darkening. Especially tonight, you know? I just nod, start pouring our drinks. We've been dancing around tonight's special occasion since Nina arrived, but I know that can't last forever. Kealey looks down at the table, swirling a drink and letting out a wistful sigh. How old would she be now? 27? Aw. Yeah, it's been 12 now. Yeah, it's been 12 years now. Doesn't feel like it though. It really doesn't. Sometimes it feels like it happened yesterday. Other times it feels like a century ago. Death is strange like that. No matter how much I've seen. I know I'll never get used to it. Okay, so you guys lost a teammate, I'm guessing. I raise my glass and they follow suit. Happy birthday, Elle. Happy birthday, Elle. Happy birthday! We throw back our drinks, the warm burn of alcohol, blessing after the chill that filled the room when we said her name. In the moment, it feels like she's here with us, that goofy little smile lighting up the room, like it always did. She was 27. She was 15? Aw. When Kealey puts down her glass, I can see a few teardrops streaking down her face. I squeeze her hand under the table, and she manages a small smile in response. Nina's stony face, meanwhile, betrays nothing. I silently pour us another round of drinks, muttering a snippet of the mourner's Kaddish. Oh! So Kaddish means that Sherri here is Jewish. Asher Shalom Brumrov. Forgive me on all of this. Brumrumov, who Yadesh Shalom Aleinu. May he who creates peace in his celestial heights create peace for all of us. Amen. After another moment of silence, Nina speaks up from her usual pep. Okay then, I think it's time you tell me about that juicy new case you mentioned. Sounds like pretty next level stuff. I'm sure some people would consider her insensitive for jumping right into another topic like this, but Kealey and I don't mind. It's better than spending the rest of the evening and morning. Elle probably wouldn't have wanted that. Besides, it's not like I don't want her input. That's why I told her about it, right? Looking to flex your detective muscles too, Nina? Hey, I'm an international woman of mystery. That you are. I didn't realize catching serial killers was part of a pop star life. Sounds like someone isn't in the know then. Now, show me those mad investigator skills. I took another sip of my drink before giving her the gist of things. Lack of evidence left the scene. How there's no tracks to follow, no clear motives or connections between the victims, etc. She'll occasionally chime in with a question about crime scene details, still drawing from those magical girl instincts. Kealey helps me fill in the gaps as well, leaving Nina scratching her head. Damn, that's fucked up. Thanks for getting straight to the point. Yeah, no kidding. Does anything in particular stick out to you, Nina? Well, nothing about the crime themselves, but she stares at me, fire suddenly appearing in her eyes. Something sticks out about how you're investigating them. What's that? The fact that you haven't put your wife's special talent to use. Kealey cocks her head to the side, confused. How would shapeshifting help solve her case? No, your other special talent. Knitting? Knitting! Oh my god. Nina flings out her arms, waving them up and down an arc around her. Aura ringing! Aura reading! Aura ringing! Hello! Oh. Kealey's eyes widen as the significance of what Nina is saying hits us. Oh, of course! Sherri, have you even looked for magic at the scene? I mean, let's be real. No murderer can be that good. If they're so mysterious, why not see if they're consumed? Any magic left at the scenes would be too faint for either of us to pick up, but KiKi's always been the best of us when it comes to Aura. I can words. Of course, I've spent so many years going after humans that the thought of a consumed killer never even crossed my mind. How could I miss something that simple? I really am losing my touch. Maybe you can retire with your wife at 30. That sounds like a great idea. Because, you know, no one in Gen Z or millennials are gonna do that. Find the aura, find the killer. Easy peasy. That's actually brilliant, Nina. I told you that catching serial killers was part of being a pop star. Maybe we should check that out tomorrow night, sweetie. Do you want to come with us, Nina? Nina laughs, taking one last swig of her drinks. No way. That sounds like a perfect date night activity. You two have fun with it. I've got nightlife to enjoy. You can really go to clubs that easily? Aren't you worried about getting noticed? Don't you worry about me, Sherri. The paparazzi hasn't figured out a way to get around teleportation. Not yet, at least. Kealey giggles at that one, and I can't help cracking a smile too. Okay. So, we're gonna end this here. I really appreciate all of your time and views and coming back to the channel. I know that it was a long break, but it was a good break because we can keep doing games like this. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Also give me any recommendations of games that you want me to play, especially knowing now I can play any game on the system, and it's great. Don't worry if you missed the live stream. I'm going to try and do a little bit more live streaming on the channel, and I will post that information on Twitter anytime that I'm going to go live. So you'll have a period of time as long as you are checking Twitter, and that link is down below. With all that, I love you all. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm having a blast, and I'll see you next time. Bye!